You close the bathroom door for 2 minutes of peace, and seconds later you hear it, the unmistakable sound of paws sliding under the gap or a soft whine coming from the hallway. Most of us laugh it off or get mildly annoyed. We assume our dog is just being incredibly needy, acting completely spoiled, or suffering from a severe case of separation anxiety. The problem is that privacy is a strictly human invention. We are taking our modern social norms and projecting them onto an animal that navigates the world using an entirely different, deeply ingrained set of rules. Your dog processes this sudden separation through an ancient framework, where a closed door represents a dangerous unknown. They suspect a crisis is unfolding that they can no longer monitor. These survival instincts shift into high alert the moment the latch clicks. Behind that door, your dog is transitioning from a household pet into a guardian for the pack. This diagram shows how your dog maps their environment. They don't experience the world primarily through sight like we do. Instead, they rely on a continuous, reassuring stream of scent and sound data. Your specific smell, the familiar rhythm of your footsteps, and your breathing keep their nervous system calm. When you pull a solid wooden door shut, you instantly sever that data connection. The sensory signals disappear into a complete blackout zone. In the wild, going to the bathroom is one of the most physically exposing actions an animal can take. It leaves them distracted and entirely vulnerable to predators. Your dog's brain connects these two factors instantly. You are separated from the pack, attempting a highly vulnerable biological process inside an enclosed space where no one can see approaching threats. This combination makes the bathroom look like a terrifying trap. The frantic whining outside isn't a request for attention. It is a response to a critical, potentially fatal breach in your pack security. The moment the door opens, the dog steps inside to begin a mandatory safety checklist. They almost always perform a rapid visual and olfactory sweep the second they enter an enclosed space. They need immediate confirmation that you are unharmed. Once the room is deemed clear, their behavior shifts instantly from active searching to passive monitoring. Animal behaviorists refer to this phase as strategic positioning. This schematic highlights exactly how deliberate they are. They don't just flop down randomly. They specifically choose a resting spot, usually right at your feet, planting themselves squarely between you and the doorway, the room's main choke point. They recognize that you are the capable leader. By angling their bodies this way, they simultaneously monitor the entrance and track your expressions for signs of alarm. The dog resting quietly on your bath mat is actively on duty. They are standing post as your dedicated bathroom bodyguard. If we look past ancient threat assessment and examine modern canine psychology, we find an entirely different layer to this habit. Research published in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science helps explain the specific emotional drive behind the bathroom break-in. We often quickly label a clingy dog as having separation anxiety. However, in a healthy, well-adjusted animal, following you from room to room is actually a recognized behavioral trait called proximity seeking. This diagram illustrates a psychological concept known as the secure base effect. Researchers have found that dogs form an attachment to their owners that is structurally identical to the bond a human infant forms with its mother. Just like a small child uses a parent as a central reference point while exploring a playground, your dog relies on your physical presence to feel capable and confident enough to navigate their world. When you disappear behind a solid door, you are cutting off their secure base. Without visual and sensory access to you, their immediate environment suddenly feels unnavigable and deeply unsafe. Your dog trailing behind you into the smallest room in the house is an active choice to remain part of your unit. It proves that you are quite literally their favorite place in the world. So next time you trip over your dog on the bathroom tile, you shouldn't feel smothered. You should recognize it as a profound compliment from a loyal shadow, working relentlessly to keep your world entirely intact.